Okay, so here is the plan. I am going to try to finish my last 2024 tier list, and this is for movies, which I think is by far the longest. And a good chunk of that is the how many Godzilla movies did I watch? Like 20? No, I don't think I got that high. It was all the Showa era films plus minus one and Godzilla v Kong, or the second one, the one that came out in theaters. So I'm hoping to get through that and hopefully to make the going through the Godzilla movies relatively quick. 'Cause I did videos for each of those as well. I have no idea how well my equipment is working right now. I did like a quick test stream and I found out that like my speaker wasn't working, so I got it fixed. Then tried to do another test, like a really quick thing. And because YouTube, I guess like our bandwidth is being really shitty right now, it wasn't letting me watch that back. So there's a non-zero chance that you actually can't hear me right now, which is very unpleasant if that's true. I mean, I guess from your perspective, it might be incredibly pleasant. But I'm gonna assume that stuff is working, and I'm just gonna go for it. So let's go ahead, share the screen, our final 2024 tier list. Here we go, going over the basic tiers as we do. The double S, this is the creme de la creme. This is my favorite. There might be multiple things in double S because there were some really, really choice movies I watched in 2024. S means you are in contention for just being my favorite. This is really, really good. A, just the no, the arrow key is not working. I tab to go down between these. I can. Okay, that's how we do it. A, just be. I loved this. I really, really liked this. I don't like it enough to put it up here, but it's really good. B means I respect it more than I like it. There are things I genuinely do really like about it and like really stand, but overall, it's more like I'm more positive than I am negative, but I don't love it for whatever reason. C is I'm very neutral on it. D means I just think it's mediocre, it's disappointing. F is it's dog shit and bottom of the fucking barrel. I don't feel like I've had one of these in the tier list for a while. I don't think I know I didn't have one when I did shows. I know I didn't have one, or at least I don't think I had one for games. I know there were a few Snoop Dogs. There's just some things I didn't finish. I dropped them like they're hot. But again, to go over bottom of the fucking barrel, it's number one. It means like I actively dislike it. Two, it's at the bottom of a list. And three, I dislike it so much and so vehemently that it is hard to fathom that something can top it. So generally speaking, you only get one bottom of the fucking barrel per category. And I remember doing this tier list last year for the 2023 stuff. And I had four movies in bottom of the fucking barrel. I think it was two DreamWorks, one Disney, and one Pixar. That was Wish, which I do think is the worst Disney movie. I don't want to say it absolves Home on the Range of all of its sins, but I do think it's worse. Lightyear, which I think is terrible. It I don't want to relitigate Lightyear, but Lightyear was on there, and I had two DreamWorks movies because there's the part of me that just loathes How to Train Your Dragon 3 and everything it stands for. But Home exists. I did watch it. I don't know how many movies are gonna be in bottom of the fucking barrel. There's one for sure, and then there's another couple where I don't know if I'm gonna put them that low, but we'll see. So let's go ahead and get our first movie. And again, I try to put things in the middle of the screen first as Mobile Suit Gundam. So this is the third of the MSG films and the only one I actually watched in 2024 because I think I watched the first two in like December of 23. But this is the final of the recap movies going over what is it? I think it's 0079, but recapping the original series, which is how I watched the original series. And as I've said before, I enjoyed it. I had a good time with it. I didn't love it. I definitely didn't love it as much as I loved Zeta. And I don't know if that is just because, yeah, like I essentially watched the Spark Notes version. And if I watched the actual 50 episodes, I would have loved it a lot more. Or if it's just like, no, like I did enjoy what I saw, but even fleshing it out, like maybe I wouldn't have still loved it. I don't know. But honestly, I feel like B is kind of where I'd keep it. Like I had a good time with it. It's also, I'll be honest, I don't super remember it as well. I remember loving the final confrontation between Char and Amuro. Like it was fantastic. And what do you know? That was also one of my favorite parts of CCA. But I feel like that seems about right for where I would put it. Now we're just gonna go through all the Godzilla movies. So I'm gonna go ahead and just start moving them into the middle of the screen, and we'll go as we go. Right now, I had to mess around with this, but I do currently have them. Oh shit! It's like I have them in chronological order, with one exception because I want to just talk about minus one last. So, we're almost there. Maybe I should have just done this one at a time. Oh well, we'll go as we go. I do I actually remember what all the titles are? I don't know. We'll figure that out. Let's see. That's definitely Hedera. I can see Gigan on there, so I know that's Gigan. The Mecha Godzilla twins. I'll be honest, some of these I don't think I have a whole lot to say. Again, I did a video for each of these. If you want to see like my full thoughts as well as like my fresh thoughts on the movie after seeing them. But so original Gogeta, to me, this is an S tier movie. I fucking loved it. This was my favorite Godzilla movie for the majority of the marathon. There is a movie I would put above it. If you've seen it, you video on it, you know what it is. Thank you, by the way. I appreciate that. I think this movie's incredible. I love what Godzilla represents. I love the way Godzilla is presented throughout the film. Like, don't get me wrong. I love Godzilla as a monster movie. Just like watching him beat the shit out of King Kong, the tree going down. I fucking love that fight, by the way. That's one of my favorite fights in the series. I love goofy ass Godzilla. But Godzilla as this terrifying force of nature, I think is fantastic. And it's one of the few films where I genuinely really liked our human characters. Sarazawa in particular is definitely one of my favorites. It's an easy S. Godzilla raids again. I'm not gonna. Okay, so here's the thing. I don't like this movie. Like Angudius is our first Godzilla enemy monster, and he's kind of lame. He shows up every like he's a recurring character, and I don't hate him by any means. I kind of grin when I see him, but I don't think he's anything that cool or that memorable, unfortunately. Their fight, I think, is okay. The part when they're destroying the Osaka castle, I love. That's genuinely one of my favorite bits of just destruction in any Godzilla movie. There's also like when the oil finery is getting destroyed, or yeah, refinery is getting destroyed. I think it's really, really cool. I didn't get into the human drama. The way they like take out Goji feels very underwhelming. Oh, Princess, do you need to go outside? Okay, hold on. My bad. Dog needs to go outside. I will be right. Almost gone. All right, doggo, let's go. Let's go. Bye. Oh, hi, Bernie. After you, doggo. Okay. Dogs have gone outside. Back to Godzilla 2. Godzilla raids again. Like I said, like I think there is some primo destruction in this movie. The monster is kind of lame. The human characters I thought were kind of lame. The way they take out Goji is kind of lame. I don't I almost want to put it in B for how much I like the destruction, but honestly, I think it's more of a C tier movie. I think the overall quality puts it here. The cool shit puts it here, so I'm gonna balance it at a C. Godzilla versus Kong. Actually, no, this is King Kong versus Godzilla because something I noticed is when these two fight, whichever name is first is the victor of the movie. And I don't know, I think that's kind of neat. But Kong v Godzilla, this one's not good either. I might say that a few times with some of these movies. It's not good. Kind of still want to keep it in B. Number one, just for the fact that it almost feels Roger Rabbity in a way, where it's like, man, we actually got King Kong and Godzilla in the same movie together. We're gonna get that a couple more times. I think that's just really neat that it happened. And like I was saying earlier, it's genuinely one of my favorite fights in the entire series. I absolutely love it. It's really fun. It's really goofy. There's some cool shit that happens. You get Godzilla just like talking shit. And again, like the fucking tree. I kind of have to keep it in B. No, I'm going to put this in A. I feel like I should put this in A. But anyway, sorry. Mothra v Godzilla. This one I liked. This is one where I don't think the human characters are great, but I think they work fine. I enjoyed them enough. I really like Mothra and the like Infant Island and the twins and shit. I think is really cool. Godzilla just kind of got his ass beat in this movie, from what I remember. Like, there's this one bit where I think he's trying to attack Mothra and he just kind of falls. Like, what Charlie Brown shit is this? Like, the way Godzilla feels in this movie is that he's hungover. He's really drunk. He doesn't really want to be here. He doesn't know what the fuck is going on, but he's trying his best. It's funny. It's entertaining. I genuinely like it, so I'll put it in A. Three-headed monster's ass. I do put it below the original Gojira, but I think I can make a good faith argument for it being one of my favorite Godzilla movies. It's just I felt this is the first movie to introduce King Ghidorah. It's not the first movie to have Rodan, but it's the first Godzilla movie to have Rodan. I really like the fighting between Godzilla and Rodan. Like, I think there's a point where it just picks him up and drops him. Godzilla throws a lot of rocks. He throws a couple at KG. The whole thing about Ghidorah being like this alien from the planet Venus who just like goes and conquers and destroys worlds. It's silly in the best possible way for me. I actually really like some of the human stuff in this movie. Like, there's an alien prophet who's trying to warn people about Ghidorah, and there's like an assassin trying to kill her. It's neat. It's fun. I like Mothra giving this impassioned speech to Godzilla and Rodan. Like, you got to put aside your differences because Ghidorah's the bigger problem, and they both just kind of tell her to shut up so they can keep fighting each other. But Mothra goes to fight KG alone, and this is Larva Mothra, not like full on Mothra, and she's getting her ass beat, which convinces Godzilla, like, okay, let me actually step up here. And it's just really cool. I like this movie a lot. Next, we get Astro Monster, which I'm also going to put in S. I like it. I feel more or less about as much as I like Three-Headed Monster. This one has a lot more focus on our humans in this movie, but I remember really liking the humans in this movie. And I think this is the first movie to have the Zillions. I really, really like the Zillions. Their whole plan is essentially, okay, we want to take over the Earth. We're controlling KG. Goji is a problem. So we're going to make a deal with Earth if they let us capture, they let us borrow Goji and Rodan to take them to space. I think the fight is on the moon. It might have been on like a planet, but I think it's on the moon. We take them to the moon to fight Ghidorah, where Godzilla does this goofy ass victory dance. Movie's fantastic. It's we can do this. We'll give you a cure for cancer for letting us borrow your monsters. And then when they play the cure for cancer, because they put the like this is how you do it on a record, essentially is from like Spaceballs, the ooh you yeah, idiots, you just gave us Godzilla. So now we're gonna have Godzilla and Rodan under our control, and you can't use them to fight back against KG. Fuck you. It's really petty and really fucked up and funny at the same time. There's not a whole lot of monster fights in this movie, but like I said, the one in space is really fun. I really like our antagonists. I like our humans. It's just fucking great. Ibira, Horror of the Deep. It's like D. It's whatever. There is this one bit where Goji is fighting Ibira, and he like he rips off one of his claws and starts taunting him with it. That's the best thing in the movie. Like, our humans are fine. The whole Bug Island. Is the Bug Island in this movie? I think so. I know also with Son of Godzilla is like the Bug Island, but like the location's fine. The humans are fine. The monsters, whatever. The part at the end where they're able to what is it? It's like there's these like our antagonists on the island. I think I don't remember exactly how they do something with like lemons or whatever, but they essentially smoke Abira out whenever they're going in and out, and that gets turned on them because they end up using the wrong thing and they get sunk by. I'm like, that's cool. It's just a whatever movie. What the fuck is this? Okay, that's Manila. So this is Son of Godzilla. This is the Bug Island. I don't remember our human characters super well. I think they were likable enough. I don't think I hated them by any means. Maybe I did. I think Manila's fine. I don't love Manila. I don't hate Manila. I think it's kind of, I don't want to say it's cute. It's kind of ugly looking, but it's cute in an ugly way, I guess. It's like a pug. I think some of the moments between Manila and Godzilla are kind of fun. The monsters or whatever, like our big monster, it's just a giant spider, but it's just a giant spider. I'm scared of spiders. Like Shelob is terrifying, but there's nothing super cool about it. But as an arachnophobe, I guess I got to give it some credit. There's this one fucking funny scene where they're fighting like these mantises, and I think one of them takes a rock and starts going like, and you see Godzilla just like trying to follow it, and then if I remember correctly, it throws the rock and just like beams Manila in the head. I think like Clay and I watched that, and I was laughing so hard. I was like, dude, please just rewind it. I have to see that again. I was crying. It's like a C. I don't. It's not like the Godzilla Kong fight where like there's a scene so good it puts it in B. Like it's a C tier. It's whatever. Uh, Destroy All Monsters. I think is this Destroy All Monsters? Wait, did I miss a movie? No. Okay. This is Destroy All Monsters, and then this is All Monsters Attack. Got it. Destroy All Monsters. I'm gonna put it in A. I don't think I'm gonna quite put it in S. This is just like a who's who. Everyone is here beating the shit out of each other. There's this big dog pile on KG, and that's the climax. Let me move this for you. There's this big dog pile on KG. That's the end of the movie. And I know I was shitting on our boy Angudius earlier for not doing much. I give him a lot of credit for like how tenacious he is at the end of this movie. From what I remember, there was like a bit of blood too on the monsters, which you don't see super often. I know we saw it a lot in Gigan, but we're not at that movie yet. It's a good time. There's one monster in this movie that is not in any Godzilla movie that I'm aware of called Manda or Manda, and it's this big like Chinese dragon sea serpent thing. I really liked it, and I was really hoping he would show up in a Godzilla movie later. And again, my understanding is that he doesn't. But there's this one shot where he's like coiled around some train tracks and a train is coming. It's like, oh, please eat the train. He didn't eat the train. But it's like that's so fucking cool. I really like this thing. Um All Monsters Attack. Like I said, there's a bottom of the fucking barrel movie for sure. And it's this piece of shit. This movie terrible. This is a movie about a little kid who gets bullied and he fantasizes about being on Monster Island and like hanging out with Manila because that's his spirit animal, I guess, and it like gives him it's what gives him confidence. And I almost kind of like that. The idea of a character resonating with the monsters, like, this gives me strength. I've never seen Reign of Fire, but I believe that's the Adam Sandler movie after 9/11. And part of the way that he's coping with his trauma is by playing Shadow of the Colossus. And that's such a cool idea. Like, I really do want to see that movie. And that's kind of, I think, what F. No, you're bottom of the fucking barrel. You're all the way. You're dog shit. It's an interesting idea. But then we get like these weird Home Alone shenanigans at the end of the movie that are, I mean, I guess again, like the kid's more confident because of the shit on Monster Island, but it's fine. It's whatever. It's not that good. It's a lot of stock footage, which makes me a lot less invested in the cool shit with Godzilla because I've already seen this before. Our new monster is Gabara, and if you've ever seen Gabara, a friend of mine who's one of the reasons I'm doing the Godzilla marathon because he did one a few years ago, I will never forget how he introduced Gabara. He had said, "Have you ever like been able to perfectly describe like in like classic fantasy the idea of a true name, something where it's like this so perfectly describes a thing or a person and you understand it so well you have control over it." He didn't say it like that, but that's kind of what he was getting to. It's like a thing so well, you can explain it so well. I can do this for this Godzilla character. And I know I'm hyping it up that I'm going to say something eloquent. I'm not. He's just a fucking doofus. Shows me. It was laughing so hard. I'm just watching Gabara in the movie. This fucking doofus. He's like seesawing and like is beating the shit out of Manila, and then Godzilla has to stand up for his son and just beats the shit. It's so funny. And it almost makes me enjoy the movie. But then you get the ending where it's like, okay, there have been these bullies, and one of them, on Monster Island is represented by Gabara. And the kid steps up to the bullies and essentially says, like, I don't need to stoop to your level. I don't need to hang out with you to be cool or like myself. I'm like, you know what? Good shit. Love to see it. The whole getting strength from Monster Island thing works. Then immediately there's a dude outside, like painting. I think he's painting. He might have been doing something else. But he's painting and standing on a ladder. And the other kids wanted to push him off the ladder because kids are assholes. And the kid's like, no, I don't want to do that. So he stands up to the bullies. I don't have to stoop to your level. And then does the thing, like just bullies an innocent man and almost severely hurts him. Starts laughing, which makes him cool with the other kids. And then they run off, and then he's going to get in trouble. But it's all okay because now he has friends, because I don't need to stoop to you. I know I keep using the same phrase. I'm sorry. But it's like, I don't have to stoop to your level, but I'm gonna, because I learned nothing. What a terrible fucking film. And then, God, the next one is Hedorah. We go from the worst, most dog shit Godzilla movie into arguably the best one. This movie fucks. I love Hedorah. I love Hedorah's design. I love that it has a literal kill aura. Like, I think I watched this, but I'll say reading Worm. I watched this after finishing Worm. And so as Hedorah's just moving and things around him are dying, I'm like, this is just how Behemoth has a kill aura, which with Behemoth, it's radiation. I don't know what for Hedorah, I think it's poison. I love how the monster evolves throughout the movie. I love how Godzilla does not seem like he's trying to kill Hedorah early on in the movie. I remember reading a theory that I kind of believe is that when Godzilla is fighting Hedorah, it's like he's trying to convince this monster, you don't have to do what you're doing. I used to be that guy. I hate humanity, want to kill everything, want to destroy everything. And then I met my homegirl Mothra. And Mothra convinced me, you don't have to destroy people. You don't have to like them, but you don't have to be their enemy. You don't have to destroy don't know the word I wanted to use. But it's like, you don't have to just destroy shit constantly. And Hedorah not only doesn't listen, but evolves and gets stronger and keeps killing more people. And by the end of the movie, when Godzilla destroys this thing, it felt personal. And even without this theory in mind, it felt personal. Like, he hated this. He's like, I am making dead. Yes, like making absolutely positively sure that this thing is not getting up again. Like, it was destroying what was left of Majin Buu.
There's like there's like a scene where Godzilla beats the shit out of Hedorah, walks away thinking he won, and Hedorah gets back up, and Godzilla's like, okay.
Clay did a slow head turn. It also has possibly my favorite goofy moment in any Godzilla movie, where Godzilla flies by shooting his atomic breath. It really felt like Godzilla hates Hedorah so much, he invented a new form of flight just to make sure he could get there in time to kill this. This movie is incredible. It's so good. Like, again, I'm not actually trying to order anything in the tiers, but if I were, I would put Hedorah right below the original movie from everything else so far. And again, Astro Monster and Three-Headed Monster are kind of a toss-up. They're about even, but I would still put them in the S tier. This is Godzilla versus Gigan. This movie's not that good, But Gigan rules. I love this thing's design. I love how violent this movie is. Like, this is a movie where you see a lot of monster blood. It's got my boy KG, and I'm always a big Ghidorah fan. It is one of the things I love so much about Three-Headed Monster is kind of like I was saying, Ghidorah is this incredibly powerful, like omnipotent force. And then in every subsequent movie, it's like, okay, Ghidorah is a problem, but you're kind of beating his ass, and he also is subservient to some other thing, which makes him less impressive. Gigan is another one of those movies. It's like, here's some asshole aliens that aren't bazillions, which makes them less cool by default. Oh, we got Ghidorah, and he's not as impressive in this movie, but Gigan's cool. And I don't remember liking the humans that much. Like, I'm going to put it in C.
What movie?
This is Godzilla versus Gigan.
Okay.
But then the next one is Godzilla versus Megalon, which is the big cockroach thing that lives in like Atlantis. Or, I don't remember if it was actually Atlantis, but functionally Atlantis. And it's one of the most goofy Godzilla movies. It's the one that has the drop kick slide, which I know I just said the flying atomic breath is my favorite goofy Godzilla moment. I think I would put it above the drop kick, but the drop kick is right. It's like 1A, 1B. It also has Jet Jaguar. We love Jet Jaguar in this house. It's just a fun time Godzilla movie. I don't even want to put it in B tier. I had so much fun. I'm going to put it in A. Like, the whole climax of this movie just felt like I was watching WWE. Like, you got Jet Jaguar, and he's got to fight the two heels, Gigan and Megalon, who are teaming up and doing bullshit. And then, what's that? Like, Godzilla just like comes out to his fucking music, and it's attack. It's so fucking fun. It's phenomenal. Now we get the two Mecha Godzilla movies, and I'm gonna be honest, I don't remember them super well. Like, I don't remember what happens in one versus the other, but the first one has King Caesar, who sucks. But he's Okinawan, and I lived in Okinawa for a long time. I'm like, look, you're disappointed, but you're my boy, so I gotta like you. I really like Mecha Godzilla. It's a very simple idea. It's a metal fucking Godzilla. That's kind of all it needs to be. Like, it's still like, I don't know. I just like the look of a chromed out Godzilla, all the fucking weapons it has, how freaking hard of an enemy it is to kill. Again, I don't remember like which climax is which, but I just remember both fights, or like, it's multiple fights of Mechagodzilla across both movies, just being really cool and really intense. Like I said, unfortunately, I don't remember the specific events or like what was going on with the human characters in the movies. I remember some good fights and some good visuals in both. So I'll just kind of say fuck it and put them both in A. That sounds about right. Now we get Godzilla and Kong: The New Empire. This was just a great time. I saw this one in theater. I have seen all of the, what are we, is it the Monsterverse? Because I thought that's what they were.
Yeah, it's the Monsterverse.
Wasn't that what they were doing with the, no, was that Dark Universe?
Universe was
the like mummy thing that took off with one movie, and they're like, no, we can't do this anymore.
Took off.
Yeah, like, because they made one.
Yeah.
That's okay. So I think that was Dark Universe. This is Monsterverse. That's right. So I've seen all of these in theaters. We are going to rewatch them as part of our Godzilla marathon, which has been on hiatus since we finished the Showa era and then watched -1. My ranking off the top of my head is King of the Monsters, Goji v Kong 1, New Empire, and then 2014. That sounds about right. Rewatching them, that might change a bit. I had a really good time with this movie. I think Kong's storyline is good. You know, him traveling, him finding his people, him becoming friends with. I see a lot of comparisons. I don't know what the name of the monkey is, but I've seen a lot of comparisons between that monkey and Dewey from Malcolm in the Middle. So I'm just going to call him Dewey. His relationship with Dewey is like fine. Like, I like it. And then, you know, he becomes this hero to his people and he saves them from the Scar King. And look, I mean, I've like my friend after we watched the movie was like, dude, Lanky Kong was not it. But I don't know. The Scar King has a lot of personality to him. Is he super intimidating? No. Like, I've seen KG in a lot of these movies. KG that was fucking cool. Manda was barely in a movie and he was fucking cool. Like, Scar King's design-wise, he's fine. But he has a lot of character, and I appreciated that.
Shimo's pretty cool though.
Shimo is cool. Wait,
Yeah,
so
okay, yeah.
are you about to say the Shiva thing? Because I kept
Yeah.
hearing Shiva throughout the movie, and I
Yeah.
was so confused. I was like, wait, what do you mean that wasn't the name?
Yeah, no, I was like, I kept hearing it as Shiva, and I was like, okay, I mean, that makes sense as a Final Fantasy fan, but
Yeah.
not in terms of actual like Hindu lore. But no, it's spelled Shimo, and I'm like, I had never heard them put it on.
But Shimo is cool, just this big ice dinosaur. I like the whole anti-gravity scene is really cool. Godzilla level grinding, I think, is just kind of funny as a concept.
Honestly, the best scene in the movie is just when Kong goes to like call out Godzilla.
That's immediately what I was about to bring up. Where
and Godzilla's just on site, and Kong's like,
he's like, dude, you're here. We can team up. Wait. I'm actually not trying to fight you. I'm here to fight you.
Like that part's great. I just love just Godzilla just being just hyper aggressive here. I don't want to fight you, Godzilla. I don't want to fight me either.
Godzilla moving fast is so fucking scary to think about. Especially watching all these other movies where it's this slow ass rubber suit and he's Usain Bolt.
He was super slow in 2014. Like he was his usual lumbering self, and then in King of the Monsters, just as soon as he sees Ghidorah, sprints, and it's like, oh.
So this I'm going to put in A. I'm not going to put it in S, but I had a good time with it. Now we get to the best fucking Godzilla movie I've seen so far. I had to save this one for last. Technically, it would go before this because it came out a few months before, but -1 is a genuine contender for being the best movie I saw last year. And like I was saying at the start of this, there are some real good movies I can't wait to talk about. The main story of this -1 is a story about self-forgiveness. It is about seeing the worst parts of yourself. Like, you know that phrase, character is who you are in the dark? It's a movie about someone who saw what his character is in the dark, didn't like what he saw, and tries to fix it. And from his perspective, he just keeps coming up short. But there are so many other people in his life that don't see it as coming up short. They see him as being strong. It's like, if that's who you are in the dark, it's like, dude, you are a light to a lot of other people. And it's a genuinely beautiful story. Also, Godzilla is. And it's kind of like what this movie is, it's the exact opposite of All Monsters Attack. All Monsters Attack is this kid going, I want to be stronger and I want to be better, and I am seeing myself reflected in this monster, and it's making me strong. This is a movie where a man sees Godzilla as his personal demon that is constantly reminding him of his failures and his shortcomings. And as a Godzilla fan, I am always happy when Goji shows up in a movie and does cool shit. I genuinely dreaded seeing Godzilla in -1. And I kind of felt that in the original Gogeta, but not quite as like, okay, like he's showing up, bad shit's gonna happen. But it is so cool. And here it's some of the coolest shit I've ever seen in a Godzilla movie. But there is a genuine sense of dread and terror. The atomic breath scene, like in the city, is impeccable. The scene where the atomic breath underwater that blows up the ship, impeccable. I also saw the movie in black and white, and I've seen some of the scenes as well in color. and it still looks like good in color. It's a good looking movie. The black and white just hits different. I don't know, something about it just feels right. Also because, well, like the original movie was in black and white. It's just phenomenal. So of the ones that I have seen per the marathon, these are my top 5. In terms of excuse me, other Goji movies I have seen, I would probably put King of the Monsters in my top 5. It would boot out one of these 2. And so 1, 2, I think these are a solid top 3, -1 Gogeta and Hedorah. I think King of the Monsters, although maybe I would still put like Astro Monster or Three-Headed Monster above it. Shin Godzilla would for sure be in there too. So that's going over Godzilla. That is a good. Can I check how long? Damn, that's 35 minutes just going over Godzilla. But that's a good chunk of the list. So let's see what else we can do. Once a Thief. This is a John Woo film. This is a soap opera, comedy, heist movie, action film. There's times where it feels like I'm just watching shit out of Looney Tunes. I don't really want to say anything about this movie. I know I think it's like, full spoilers. Just go see it. It's the kind of movie where it's more fun not knowing what insane bullshit is about to happen. But trust me when I say very entertaining, insane bullshit is constantly going to be happening. I was grinning like an idiot. I was laughing like an idiot. I watched this with my friends. It is a good time. This is definitely an S tier movie. Hey, hold up. I actually have a whole thing. Where's Dracula? Okay. So we're going to do Abigail, Dracula, Black Swan, and Swan Lake kind of all together because these are all kind of connected. But I feel like I should start with Dracula first. So this is like the OG Monsterverse Bela Lugosi Dracula, which I had never seen before. The opening credits start by playing like the theme to Swan Lake. I don't know if it's officially the theme to Swan Lake. It's like what is it called? It's like OP Suite number 20, I think. But it's the very iconic song from Swan Lake. And I love that choice because the first time it plays in Swan Lake is when the prince and his buddy are like they have their crossbows, they're about to go hunting. So to me, it's kind of like it's the song of a hunter. And the fact that it's, fucking Dracula, I think that fits really well. Um, it's a good movie. I never actually read the Dracula novel, so I'm assuming it's faithful or faithful enough. Bela Lugosi steals the fucking show. Like we were having a conversation the other day about like I don't remember exactly how we phrased the term, but it was essentially actors who are a character. Like for example, when you think of Wolverine, you think of Hugh Jackman kind of things. Bela Lugosi is like who you think of when you think of Dracula. Um, I think it's great. For me, it was not quite an S tier experience. I definitely would give it an A. So then we go to Abigail. So also vampire movie that uses the Swan Lake motif. So you can see here, she is, this definitely, it's a big spoiler for Abigail revealing that she is a vampire, but it's also in all the marketing. It's just kind of how the movie worked. She's dressed as a ballerina in like the opening of the film as they're doing the credits, as she's like dancing and they have that music playing, which on the one hand is like, oh, okay, she's a ballerina, so they're playing Swan Lake. I get it. Also, Dracula reference. So they're playing the music at the start of Dracula. And also, this is a hunter and her prey is being gathered. Fuck, that's really cool. I had a really good time with this movie. I think the girl who played, I feel like, like the actors did a good job. Like the girl who plays Abigail fucking kills it. I think the choices of music are very good. I think the violence is like really good. There's some great gore. I think this is a Radio Silence movie who also did Ready or Not, which I fucking love. Also a movie with just some fantastic gore. and they did the last couple Scream films, which I'm also very big on. Uh, I don't know if I wanna put it in S. I'll tentatively put it in S. When we get to some of our you know what? I've got, like, a holy trinity of movies that I'm just gonna put in double S, and so I'll put some of these other lower one I don't wanna be like Abigail is lesser because I fucking loved it, but I will put it in S because of how much I enjoyed it. After Abigail, I said to myself, "I really need to watch Swan Lake," because I've been wanting to watch Swan Lake probably ever since I realized the Swan Princess was based off of it, like, a super long time ago. And Black Swan, which I've wanted to see since it came out, and I just never did. So I actually watched Swan Lake, I think a couple days after Abby. I mean, the fuck you want me to say? It's Swan Lake. It's fantastic. I don't remember which version I watched, like what the company was. I think I wrote it down, but I don't know off the top of my head. The music is beautiful. The dancing is beautiful. The story is I've seen the Swan Princess, so I have an idea of what the story is. Not one to one. It's just it's just a moving work of art. Like I love ballet, but I haven't watched a lot of ballets, and that's something I would like to get fixed. If you watched my video I did a few months ago about some of my favorite anime, you know I love Princess Tutu. Classical music is great, ballet dancing is great. I had a great time with this, and then I finally watched Black Swan. Do I also want to put it in S? I feel like S is starting to get a bit crowded, but I feel like, all right, these are my S tier Godzilla movies. That's kind of fair. And then here's just some of my other S tier movies. I f- I went into Black Swan expecting live action Perfect Blue, and I got that, but I think it is still very much its own movie that can stand on its own two legs. And I don't know, I guess fly on its own two wings. I think the first two acts are good. Like, I'm enjoying what's going on. I'm enjoying, like, seeing the character's psyche, how she's really getting into her role, but all the issues that she's having. The last, like, 20 minutes of this movie, though, are fucking impeccable. Like, for example, think of it like this. The third act here is impeccable. The third act here is impeccable. The first two acts of Kong v Godzilla suck. Like, it's not good. There's parts that are kinda work, and it makes the ending where, again, the fucking tree down the neck, it makes it all worth it. But the rest of the movie is not that good. Here, it's the rest of the movie is good, then it gets amazing. So, do I want to put it in an S? I feel like the third act is genuinely a fucking S tier third act. So I'm just gonna keep all these three up here. This might, you know what? We're gonna be positive. We're a very crowded list. Next is Suspiria. Suspiria is not gonna go in S. Let me just go ahead and put it in A though. I really like Suspiria. This is a movie where I understand there's an American remake, and I was talking to a friend about it, the guy who recommended I watch Suspiria, he had said the remake is very different from the original, but it's good in its own ways. Like, genuinely, it is worth watching. I just haven't yet. Suspiria is one of those movies where it's like, all right, in terms of like the plot and the characters, it's fine. But the experience and, like, the cinematography is incredible. I really love how this movie looks. Something I learned after the fact, like, I was just kinda looking into the movie. Originally, it was written where all the characters were children, but they're like, "Okay, with all the death in this movie and how violent it's gonna be, we can't do that to kids." So they aged everyone up, but they kept the dialogue the same to keep it still feeling, like, very childlike, and also, apparently, the doors and it's something I noticed too, the doors are way bigger than the actual people are to, again, try and simulate how small they are. It's like, they can't be kids, but we're gonna do what we can to make them feel as, like, vulnerable and tiny as possible, and I think that's really clever. And yeah, like, the actual deaths and the violence in this movie is really good, really cool. Might sound really fucking shitty to say, my bad, but no, I really like Suspiria. Uh, oh god, this is what is this called? Is it Moon Knight? Demon Knight, that's it. This is the Tales from the Crypt goofy ass Billy Zane movie that I didn't watch the whole thing. We were watching this during our Halloween party, and like I watched part of it, and then I think I was like playing Mario Party or some shit. I don't remember. And then I came back and just sat down and watched the rest of the movie. It's really fun. It's really goofy. You know, talk about like over the top goofy violence. This movie has it in spades. Again, it's like it's a good fun party movie, and I'm just gonna put it in A because I had a good time watching it. Where do I want to put the Blair Witch Project? This is a movie I went in knowing more or like the idea of the movie and knowing the ending, but not really knowing how we get there. I can see why people find this movie so scary. And I think to me it's less of like the actual scares of like finding the body and the shit like that. And it's just more that feeling of being lost in the woods and slowly losing your mind. And not just because like, oh, there's shit fucking with you, and it's actual how do I want to say it? Less because there's a magical force driving you crazy, and it's more just the isolation from the rest of the world and your frustration and getting lost. That is what is driving you crazy. And what really sells it is the interactions between the three leads. It's just how human the movie feels is what I really, really liked about it. I think my favorite part of the movie is when Josh is filming Heather. He's like, okay, here's your motivation. You're lost in the woods. You might end up dying, blah, 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 blah. Like, and he's just like piling it on, and she just cracks. Again, it's such a human movie. And that's why I really, really loved it. Year's starting to get really crowded, but this is a really good fucking year in terms of shit I watched. Okay, we're gonna bring down the curve a little bit with the Silent Hill movie. I don't think it's bad. I don't think it's dog shit or anything like that. I'm honestly gonna keep it in the B tier. I respect it a lot because of just how much I enjoyed watching the movie. I think the visuals are really good. I really like how the other world looked in this movie. It's like this version of Silent Hill is destroyed in a fire, so you see a lot of ash, you see a lot of like burn marks and shit. I think there's a point where they're transitioning and you see things like being burned away. It's so fucking cool. I don't know why Pyramid Head is here. He's here because it's Silent Hill and we gotta throw in Pyramid Head. Like, I don't think he should be here if Jimmy Sunday isn't here, but there's that scene where he, like, rips someone's skin off. It's pretty fucking cool. I can't lie, and again, like, the climax of the movie where you see just some of the crazy violent shit that's happening, like, with the barbed wire, like, this is cool. I don't know if this is, like, what I get into Silent Hill for, but it is cool. I enjoyed it. I didn't love it by any means, but I definitely respected it. Also, Silent Hill F got a trailer recently, and I am very, very excited for Ryukishi's Silent Hill. Ringing bell. I think it's Chiden no Suzu is the Japanese name. This is the movie about a sheep who wants to become a wolf because wolves are strong and they eat sheep, and he wants to kill the wolf that killed his mom. And it is a story about like a bright-eyed innocent becoming a monster. I'm not gonna put it an S, but I'm gonna give it a strong A. This movie's really fucking cool. Okay, here's what I'm gonna do. Here's what I'm gonna do. Here's what I'm gonna do. Because S is getting very crowded. Hold up. There we go. No, I don't think I was like, should I make like a ballerina tier for like my ballerina movies, like my vampire movies? Like, I don't know. Abigail is like my exact kind of movie, so I do like it still being an S. It's just I don't know. Maybe I want to move these two down to A. I do think they're fantastic. Again, I like keeping the S tier Godzilla movies up here. Maybe you know what? You know what? I'm gonna move these two down. Fuck, who is this? Okay, that's Megalon. That's Destroy All Monsters. That's Mothra. So I'm gonna put these two down to A. though they are really good. You two stay in S. Once a Thief is staying in S. I want to keep Abigail in S. I want to keep Blair Witch in S. Might want to move Black Swan up into S. Okay, I think I'll keep it like that. That looks good. That feels a bit more right. But do I want to not put Swan Lake in S though? Okay. I think maybe I just needed to move a couple Godzilla movies out of there. Ringing Bell kicks ass. It's short. I think it's like 45 minutes. I got to give a shout out to ProZD because I woke up early one morning and was watching one of his videos, and it's about some of his favorite anime films. And this is how I heard about this. So I looked into it, realized it was only 45 minutes, and immediately watched it on YouTube. Thanks, dude. You gave me a really good movie to watch. Deadpool 3. I don't know. It's like Wolverine and Deadpool or whatever the fuck it's actually called. Junior. I remember watching this movie, having a good time with it, and thinking, I want to do a video, but I don't know what I want to say yet, so I'm gonna hold off. And then I watched a video about the Lord of the Rings films and the sincerity in those movies. And I remember, like, I linked that video in my Deadpool one. I was like, okay, this is what I want to talk about. The reason I really like Deadpool 3 is weirdly enough for a Deadpool movie because of its sincerity. Even in Wade Wilson, as goofy as he is, never takes anything seriously as he is, you can make a genuine argument, by the way, how well that works. Like him being himself and then trying to have these more human moments. I think it works well enough, but I understand why for some people it doesn't. And some of them don't work super well for me, I'll be honest. Hugh Jackman's Wolverine really grounds this movie in its sincerity. Like, here is your dude being goofy. It's like, I want to save the world and be a hero, but I'm also fucking Deadpool. And here is someone who has had a whole ass story and is still going through it. And I really like that. When you get the cameos, yes, okay, like the Chris Evans one, that's just goofy and it's fucking great and I love it. But like Elektra, Channing Tatum's Gambit, Blade. I don't need to say who the actor is. I didn't say Jennifer Garner's Elektra because there's only ever going to be one Blade. I really wanted to see the Mahershala Ali Blade movie. Aside from like Spider-Man, that's been the thing I've been most looking forward to in the MCU. So of course it's one that gets fucking canceled. And as much as it's just kind of like, all right, we're showing like other cameos because why not? Like we got Fox now, let's bring some of these in, and the New Line one because we own New Line now. It does feel still grounded in something. Like when Jennifer Garner is saying we never got our endings. I kind of believe that and feel that. And I don't know if she really like wanted to keep doing Elektra. By the way, I'm a big fan of the Elektra movie. I don't care that it's probably terrible. I don't care that it's probably not comic accurate. I watched that movie a lot. Like my sister and I both really like that movie. Again, it kind of adds humanity. I think that's kind of what I mean when I'm saying sincerity. Like with the Lord of the Rings video, it was talking about how the source material is being taken seriously. Like there's not a lot of just look at the little dudes running around and the wizard with a pointy hat. It's like, no, this is taken seriously in a way that works. And here it's the humanity. I fucking love the scene with the adult X-23, like the same actress from Logan, talking to Hugh Jackman. It's just fucking great. Also, it is Deadpool 3. The movie's funny. The opening scene is phenomenal. It's this perfect combination between we're bringing back Hugh Jackman. We are not fucking with the ending of Logan. That death is important. But also being irreverent as fuck at the same time. And it's funny. It's violent. It is a hard R Disney. And it's a glorious, 3 minutes. And then you get to the end of the movie where we finally fucking see Hugh Jackman's Wolverine wearing the fucking hat, like the mask. Is great. and they just kill a bunch of Deadpools, and it's great, and none of them die because it's Deadpool, and it's great. I'm not gonna put it in an S, but I am gonna put it in an A. It's great. Dawn of the Planet of the Apes. Okay, so my buddy was watching all the movies to catch up to watch the new one in theaters. I had already seen the first one, so I watched the second one with him, and then he watched the third one without me, so I still haven't seen it. I don't remember a lot of what happened in this movie, but I remember thinking this movie's really, really good. So I'm just gonna go ahead and put it in A. Although I do remember, like, there's the one asshole ape, and there's like the really fun scene where he's with some humans and acting like a stupid monkey, and then gets their gun and kills them with it. That was dope as hell. And just what does he say at the end? It's like, "You are no ape." It's like, that shit was dope as hell. Movie's really good. I kind of want to skip talking about House and talk about some other movies before I get into it, but let's go ahead. Let's just put you where you belong. This was in my holy trinity of movies I watched last year. I fucking love this so much. This is a movie, I believe, directed by a dude who directs commercials, and he just said, "This is my idea." I think it was Jaws had come out, and I think it was Toho was the studio. It said, "We need our Jaws, like the movie that's just going to make a fuck ton of money that people just want to go see. What do we got?" So he wrote this insane script that no one else wanted to direct because of how fucking weird it is. So he got to direct his baby, and it is pure, unadulterated creativity. It is this man had a vision and he got to execute it. Fuck what anyone else wanted. And I kind of love it just for that alone. But I also love his vision. I love how creative this movie is. I love how insane this movie is. I was talking to a friend of mine after I'd seen it, and I described it to her as it's like a psychedelic nightmare mixed with an episode of Scooby Doo. And she's like, that is exactly what House is. If you haven't seen it, cannot recommend it enough. I finished this movie and thought to myself, this might be one of my favorite movies I've ever seen because it is just here is someone executing their vision in their way, and I love that. It's one of the things I love about The Room. Horrible film, but I don't care because I can appreciate that. Also, I think it's like the funniest movie I've ever seen. This is an intentionally funny movie, an intentionally weird movie. It is a horror movie. It's a horror comedy. So, like, the kills are really creative. There's this one that involves a clock. I won't go into details. It is my favorite kill in the movie. I think what's a lot of people's favorite kill is probably the piano. That's, I think, the most iconic scene in the movie. It's amazing. The clock made me so just like uncomfortable watching it. Like this is goated as fuck. Um, the Wild Robot. I don't know what I really want to say about it. I know I did. I remember doing my video on. I was like, this feels like the first time in a long time I've like made a video on something because I think it was one of the first things I did after the bar exam. It's just really, really good. I remember not loving the third act. Like, it's not bad. It's just felt like it was kind of going on a little long. The movie looks beautiful. I think like the storyline is beautiful. It's just fucking great. You should watch The Wild Rope. No, not trying to put you above that. Just trying to go in order here. Secret of Nim. This is a movie I haven't seen. You know what? Since we're getting near the end, I at least okay. Now we're on one row, so I'll just kind of keep shit like this. Secret of Nim. I watched like maybe a decade or so ago, and I thought it was fine and didn't really get into it. But I'd been wanting to rewatch it because I remember liking it enough, and I've just heard how much people love this movie. Like, I don't know, maybe I was in the wrong mindset, and I was like trying to be more like, I guess, kind of cinema sinsy with it. Like, all right, if this doesn't work, it's bad. If this isn't explained, it's bad. Because I had a whole arc where I was like that watching shit. And then I rewatched it and realized, yeah, I'm an idiot. This movie kicks ass. I think the movie looks incredible. It's a Don Bluth movie. It's going to look incredible. I will go and say, I off the dome, my favorite Bluth movie is still Land Before Time. I don't really like An American Tail. It's just too mean for me to enjoy, and I know, like, I like some mean-spirited shit sometimes. I like Fame and Misfortune, which is probably the most mean episode of Friendship is Magic. But An American Tail, like, I know I'm not like, getting off topic. The scene when Fievel hears his dad's violin and it's just a record player and he starts crying. Fuck, that is brutal. I don't like watching this movie. Why would you do this? I feel like The Land Before Time, as brutal as that movie is, feels more optimistic throughout, I guess. And The Secret of Nim, it's just cool. And I don't want to say it doesn't have like those emotions. It is fundamentally about a single mother dealing with both the loss of her husband and the fact that she now has to look after her kids alone. And there are forces outside of her control and beyond her understanding that are threatening her, her home, and her children. And doing the best she can with what she has. It's really good. There's also like the crazy science shit and cool magic shit, which are really cool. Also, like a dope ass sword fight in the third act, and I I don't think I want to quite put it in S, but I really, really liked it. Inside Out 2 is going in S. Play. This is my semi-regular bothering of you that you need to watch Inside Out 2.
Okay.
I bother him every now and then because he hasn't watched it. I loved this movie. As someone who has really bad anxiety, I related to this movie a lot. Um, I go back and forth on if I like it more than the first movie. I don't think I do. I prefer the first one overall, but it's not like first one's phenomenal and then it's not like first one is up here and then this one's here. Like this is still an S tier movie. I think the first one hits me a little bit harder, and I think that is just like as someone who has moved a lot. Like I really get that. I'm just kind of thinking about the emotional cores of both movie. Like one is about that you need to feel sadness, and you can't really experience joy unless you're able to be sad. And that's something I really relate to as well. But also that a lot of the shit in this movie, Joy's line near the end about how as you get older, you just feel less joy. Yeah, that hit me hard. Um, I don't remember if this is like a line in the movie, but it is like the main theme is that anxiety is not necessarily a bad thing. Your anxiety is trying to help you, but it can easily spiral out of control. And it's just like you need to let go. I really love the sense of self. And I think my favorite scene in the movie, I'll put a pin in my other favorite scene, is Riley's new sense of self. Honestly, it really is just that entire third act is my favorite scene in the movie. Oh god, it's so good. And like it just as all of anxieties, like all of those seeds come to bear fruit, it's perfect and it's heartbreaking to watch. And then just the real sense of self when you're not repressing your emotions, you can be a person and a good person, but still be a flawed person and still have you have your strengths, but you have your weaknesses too. These are your beliefs, but there's ways your beliefs are tested. And maybe you're not as strong as you think you are, but you're not as weak as you think you are either. Again, it's a very human movie. I know I said a holy trinity, but fuck, I'm gonna put it in double S, and I can't stop me from doing it. I loved this movie. Taking the pen out. My other favorite scene in the movie is the ending. And I feel like the ending's a bit controversial and divisive. I haven't heard a whole lot about it, but I think I did hear some stuff as it was coming out. My personal interpretation is Riley did not get on the team, but she's smiling anyways because she didn't get what she wanted. She failed and she still feels okay. That to me is really what the movie is about. It's you're going to be okay. I fucking love it. All right, what else we got? Sorry, just after talking about Inside Out 2 and like, wow, what an emotional movie. Now I'm going to steal Chris. Well, I know I've told the story before. I don't know if I've told it on the channel. I probably have. I saw this movie in theaters for like 10 minutes and then I ran out screaming in terror. And it is that scene when he's in the mailroom and he rescues Cindy Lou Who, and it's like, scared the shit out of me. Again, I got up, screamed, ran out of the theater. My mom went with me. My dad and my sister stayed to finish the movie, and and I have not seen the whole movie since. I've seen scenes from the movie. I've seen like reviews from the movie. I've like sat down and watched parts of the movie, but just never saw it start to finish. Um, it's fine. I don't like it, but I don't hate. I almost kind of like it. I kind of I've talked before, I'm pretty sure, about how the animated original is one of my favorite Christmas specials. And the end of the film, it's specifically just when all the Who's come out and they sing, and the heart's is Grinch. The Grinch's heart grows 3 sizes because he understands maybe Christmas isn't bought from a store, maybe Christmas perhaps means a little bit more, and that this is what it is. It's not the boxes, the tags, it's not the pudding, it's not the Who hash, it's not the decorations, it's that feeling of wanting to care about your fellow man, your family, your friends, but also extending kindness to strangers. It's that sense of unity, and I love that. And I don't feel that as much throughout this movie because of just how nasty the Who's are to each other throughout the film. Now, the bit where Cindy's dad is like, this is what Christmas is about, and like the film acknowledges we have been missing like the forest for the trees, but let's be better about that. And I feel like it kind of comes around by the end. I just don't like it as much, but I want to put it in B just for Jim. The makeup is incredible, and I've heard like apparently what was it? It's like it was so fucking horrible. There was like CIA agents that taught him how to withstand torture, and that's how he got through the movie. And that is fucking insane. Like, I want to give it a B just for his performance alone, the fact that he carried it. No pun intended. Um, just the faces he's able to make that he can still make on camera. To keep Christmas from coming. Like, I can't do that face, but it's crazy seeing it. I'm gonna put it in B. I feel like I can do that. You know what? Skinamarink, you also go in B. This to me is the definition of a B tier movie. I respect it more than I like it. This is super low budget. There's a lot of interesting shit in the movie. I think its attempts at atmosphere, for the most part, work very well. But there's just times where I think it lingers a bit too much. I'm not always the biggest fan of things being super vague. It's like, well, you can use your imagination and fill shit out. It's like, yeah, I get it, but like if I can do that to make my own stuff. I do like being able to interpret things. Like again, like look at Inside Out too. It's like I have my own interpretation of the ending. And I like that the ending's a bit more open. But it's very clear what's happening throughout the movie. Skinamarink, not as much. And I personally don't get into that as much. My one big exception to that is Angel's Egg. I get really into that movie, and I can't really explain why it's like it rules. But I do like that. I'm glad I saw it. I think it's a worthwhile experience, especially after reading House of Leaves. Like this is about as close as we're gonna get to the Davidson record. It's still something very different, but I can see the similarities. I think it's pretty neat. This is Nope. This is the S tier. Nope belongs in the S tier. This is also a movie I'm trying to get Clay to watch. I'm not bugging him as much about it, but it's so good. Um, if you've seen the movie, you know what I'm talking about when I talk about the Star Lasso experience and how deeply uncomfortable that whole bit is to watch. But holy shit, is it well done? Um, there is a shot in this movie of the house. If I'm remembering it correctly, it's like it's raining. Jean Jacket is hovering above the house, and there's just like blood seeping down, like it's rain. I'm like, this is one of the coolest shots I've seen all year. Movie's so good, and I really like the relationship between the two leads, and like this feels like a brother and sister. It just they're like, I love that handshake so much. That shit is so hype. Um, just like part of the backstory in the movie of fuck, I don't remember what the name of the monkey was, but that whole shit is so interesting. I think what I heard is like Jordan Peele had a dream, and he's like, "Yeah, like I had this dream about like an I don't know if it was specifically was a monkey in the dream, but it was about like an animal that had been abused on set, and it's what inspired him to make the movies. Like I woke up crying and in tears, and knowing the inspiration for the movie, I'm like, no, yeah, that tracks. That's definitely what this movie's about. It fucking great. For me, I would say Jordan Peele is 2 of 3. I love this movie. I love, Get Out. I'm not crazy about Us, and for me, a big chunk of it was I saw the opening scene and immediately knew what the twist was, and so when the twist happens, I'm like, "Yeah, I kind of already figured this out," which for me took me out of a lot of the movie. I was just kinda waiting for me to prove that I was right. I think in terms of, like, its themes and shit, like, it still works, but it is one of those movies where I can't lie, I'm like, "Okay, I know we're here more for, like, the theming and the idea rather than the details, but a lot of the details, like, don't super make sense, and if you really think about them, and I can't help but think about them, it's bothering me, it's taking me out of the movie, and I didn't really have that with Nope, so I really enjoyed that. Oh god, look back. Let me just say ow, then let me say ow again because holy fuck, this movie hits really hard. I've already talked about it. I know I did a video on it, and I also talked about the manga. It's very faithful to the manga. Gosh, I love the Rain's Dance so much. Just that I think I like the first chunk more than I like the back end, and that's not just because like, sad shit happens, although, sad shit happens. I love the progression in the start of the movie. It's like, I have a talent. I like to draw. I like to draw manga. Hey, the people around me really like that and appreciate that and are encouraging me to do it. But then you see someone else who's also really talented. And not only do you feel like you're making comparisons, being like, man, I don't know if I'm as good. The people around you are starting to go, hey, maybe you're actually not that good and like wanting to be better and putting in all this time and this effort to improve and you are improving and you're seeing your own growth but you're not where you want to be and then other people aren't helping because they're still like yeah but I mean when are you gonna drop your hobby and like actually get a career and shit and it's that moment when someone loves your work and it's someone you respect, a fellow creator, a good friend that you trust, like a teacher, a mentor. When someone you look up to, trust, and value says, hey, I really like what you do. Please keep doing it. And all of that hard work and all of that effort feels like it just paid off. And while before you were like, I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. I feel lost. I don't know if I want to make a career in this, but I don't know if that's possible. Or if I do just kind of want to keep it as like a thing I do on the side. Like I don't know if I should even continue. And you're walking on sunshine after that. It doesn't matter if the rain is coming down. You're gonna dance because you are so fucking happy. It's getting crowded, but it's going in S. I can't not put it in S. Completely forgot about this. Like I remember I watched a Cat Williams comedy special. I don't remember it at all. Like I genuinely don't remember a single joke. I remember the Club Shay Shay interview a lot more because of how like prophetic it was for 2024. Which is why I was like, man, I really want to watch this Cat Williams comedy special. Like I remember laughing, I just don't remember the jokes. So I guess I'll just say I was neutral on it because it didn't leave an impression. Sorry, Cat, but not bad. Oh, okay, let's talk about the Dune twins. Sorry, I was trying to put those in B. I just missed. Dune Part Two. Look, I mean, this is Dune Part Two. It's really fucking good. The cinematography is great. I think the acting is great. I fucking loved seeing the Harkonnen planet. It, mm, I'm very curious about the ending because, like, how you gonna do Dune Messiah now? Because that's not how that works. in Dune Messiah. Um, that's gonna be that's an interesting choice. The fact that Aaliyah is just like not in the movie, I get it. Aaliyah's weird, but genuinely one of my favorite aspects of the book was just how fucking weird she was, and I was sad to see that get cut. I liked it a lot. I think it's great. I don't actually know if I want to quite put it in S, but I kind of do. I think I am going to end up just making an A plus tier. I don't know what I'm all going to put in there. But I feel like for me, I want to keep my S tier Godzilla movies up here. I want to keep this. I think I want to put Swan Lake and Black Swan there. I want to keep Nope in S. I think I want to put Tune in A plus. Is there anything here I want to move up? I don't think so. And this might sound crazy after putting Dune 2 in A plus and not S, but Jodorowsky's Dune has to be an S tier movie. I fucking loved watching this. This dude. Okay, so remember everything I was saying about House and how this movie is just pure, unadulterated creativity, and it's just one dude's vision and him executing his vision, and that vision rules. This movie is about someone having a vision and trying to execute their vision, but it never officially coming together. But also like his shonen protagonist journey of how he got his party together. And the story of Salvador Dali becoming the highest paid actor in Hollywood as the $100,000 a minute man is just the fucking cherry on top of all the crazy shit that happened in this movie. It's also why I ended up reading the Incal this year, and spoilers for when I do my 2025 tier list, I really loved the Incal. The Incal is one of those things where I feel like I liked it, like I liked it fine while reading it, but I feel like I like it more now that kind of time has passed, you know? But this absolutely rules. I understand that like he still has his storyboards for the unmade Dune movie. I would see that. I would love to be able to experience that. It's unless God, it's the unmade Dune movie like in Evan's library. Those storyboards will be the only way I'll ever get to see it, and I wish I could, man. Okay, now we get to talk about the Sadako twins. You know, I'm just gonna go and put everything else in B so we can just have everything available. So we got two together, two together. a trio together, and then 3 other single movies. So, talking about the Ring movies, Clay and I did this as a double feature. I think we watched them on Halloween, or it was like, oh, no, not 3, 4 single movies. I don't know how to count. I missed that episode of Sesame Street. Uh, uh, uh. Um, we did a double feature, and I think we watched Ringu first, and then we watched the American version. I liked both movies a lot. I think there were some things I preferred in the American version. I think in the American version, I don't remember the names of the characters specifically, but I liked how our lead was like actively taking charge. Because in the other movie, she is kind of on the side where like Hiroyuki Sanada is the one who's really taking charge. I liked that change. I liked some of like the differences in the investigation. I don't think I was crazy about like how blue the movie was. Like I didn't hate it. It was just interesting. The horse scene is stupid. Like I laughed so fucking hard at that dumbass scene. But I think also the climax with like how she gets into the well was very Final Destination-y. Like it was a bit much. I think that's kind of the difference. The weaknesses in The Ring are that it at times tries to be a bit too much or over explain. I know I was just talking a little bit ago about how Skinamarink kind of under explains, and I didn't enjoy that as much. I feel like Ringu has like a happy medium of that, and The Ring over explains. But I liked it. I don't think I want to put The Ring in B. I think I would put it in A. Ringu though? I'm contemplating. Like it's A plus at least. I'm contemplating if I want to put it in S. Again, good ass Godzilla movies. This insane bullshit. A movie that's right up my alley. A fundamentally human movie. A movie that is I really related to. Another one I also kind of related to and just loved watching. And this crazy shit. Do I want to put Sadako in that tier? I don't think so, but I'm close. But I think I want to put her in A plus. Again, it's kind of like with Black. It is a lot like with Black Swan, where you've got 2/3 of the movie is like really good, and the last 20 minutes or so is just phenomenal. And I don't think I quite want to put that in S, but damn, it's good. The Tron movies. You know, honestly, I'm just gonna keep them both. No, I didn't say I'm gonna put them both in B. But I'm gonna put Tron 1 in A and keep the second one in B. Mm, I don't know. I kind of do want to put Tron 1 in B, but I want to put it ahead of Legacy. Here's the thing: Legacy is a great cinematic. This was the first movie I ever saw in IMAX, and the new one. But no, it's not like Tron Romulus. That's the Alien movie. There's Tron some shit. It's like Scorpio or whatever. Okay, I gotta Google this. What is Tron 3 gonna be called? Ares, thank you. Tron Ares is coming out this year. I want to go see it because it's a great. This was a great cinematic experience. I could only assume this was great to watch in cinemas too. But I don't think Legacy is that great when it comes like at the plot and its characters. I was saying earlier with Nim, I don't think I appreciated it enough the first time I watched it because rewatching, I'm like, no, like I think the story and characters work really well. Here, they just don't. It's not awful. I just don't think it's great. But the visuals and music are so good, it goes into B. And it's not like this one's great, but I feel like it works well enough. Like it I feel like Tron gets by on its charm a lot and the charisma of Jeff Bridges, and Legacy takes itself too seriously, which makes me more critical of it when it doesn't work. That's where I'll go. Okay. Friendship is magic. So let me get this one out of the way first. This is Rainbow Road Trip, which I was gonna say I think it's the last thing that was made for Friendship is Magic, but I think there's like shorts that came out that are not including like comics and shit that I've never seen, and there might be Equestria Girl shit that came out after, so I don't know. But it's not the last episode, but it's essentially the last episode that came out, but it's like movie length, I think. It's at least 45 minutes, but it has the art style for the movie, which I'll talk about in a second when I fucking hate it. So I kind of consider it a movie. Like, it's fine. I'd put it here. It's fine. It's pretty forgettable and underwhelming. Like, I didn't really get into Rainbow Road Trip. I'm glad I didn't save it for last. I saved season 9 for last, and if you've seen my Friendship is Magic videos or the one I made the other, I fucking love season 9. Equestria Girls. So Equestria Girls to me feels like Hasbro said, okay, team, here's what we're gonna do. My Little like Friendship is Magic is really popular, and people keep making human art of our characters. So what if we made human art of our characters and we sold them and made it canon? This gives us more money, and we can also like make spin-offs and shit. So make a plot that makes it work. And I'd be lying if I said I liked it. I'd be lying if I said I thought it was good. But I will say, rewatching it, I respected it more than I thought I would. Again, I fucking hate the idea, and I think just a lot of the plot decisions in Equestria Girls like don't work. But I think the movie's a lot funnier than I thought it would. Which, granted, Friendship is Magic is fucking hilarious. It really feels like the writer's saying, our hands are kind of tied, and there's not a lot we can do with this premise, but let's just try to make it funny. Like, there's this thing where Twilight, like, keeps trying to open doors by using her magic, which she doesn't have, so she just, like, headbutts them, and it's stupid, and it's funny as hell. And there's this one bit where she's in the library. I think she's trying to use a computer and has no idea what she's doing. Cheer Lee sees this and just goes from just like, I hate having to deal with stupid kids, and just puts on her like happy teacher face to go talk to her. And I was laughing at that bit for so long. This is where Pinky first uses the term nervous sighted, which I use a lot in my day-to-day life, and I gotta give it credit for that. I think there's something that Fluttershy says, like in the like early Crystal Empire part of the movie. Maybe I'm misremembering, but like, I feel like there's something she says or like reacts to that's really fucking funny. But I might just be remembering that bit from the Crystal Empire where Pinky is in a Fluttershy suit, takes off the Fluttershy suit, and then you see in the background Fluttershy finding the remains of the Fluttershy suit and being deeply just be remembering that because that's fucking hilarious. Also, I really like the cafeteria song. Shit is catchy as hell. It's not good, but I feel like it's the best with what they had. I respect that, and I almost want to put it in B, but there's just a lot of shit I fundamentally hate about it. So I'll at least put it in C. Like, I can't put it here. I can't put it here. I can almost put it in D. But I genuinely think, you know what? I can see the effort. Like, it's a terrible idea with a lot of effort. I will respect the effort enough to put it in C. This, on the other hand, I fucking hate. Number one, like, I understand, okay, it's the movie, it's more cinematic. Like, we're gonna change the art style to make it look different, make it feel like so it's not just that. So it doesn't just feel like an episode, I feel like that's the idea behind it, but I just fucking hate the way it looks. Well, I take that back. I think like the colors really pop and shit, but it's the character designs. I'm like, no, 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 no. This takes place in between season 7 and 8. This is when it came out. So I've watched, I don't know how many 100-something episodes of Friendship is Magic at this point. You cannot just change the art style for the movie. You can make it like have more budget and like look more impressive, but it just looks and feels weird and wrong, and I hate it. That's problem number one. Problem number two, it makes some fucking sense. It is, and sorry, I could feel it just like, dude, why are you taking friendship as magic so seriously? It's My Little Pony. Look, it's my coping mechanism. The whole thing of like, okay, like we got a big I don't even remember what the celebration was. Let's just say it's the Summer Sun celebration. It probably was, or some shit for Twilight. Okay. God, I'm sorry. There's so many problems with the movie coming together at once. Number one, Twilight's character arc in this movie essentially boils down to what the fuck is my role as a princess of Equestria, which we kind of already did throughout the entirety of season 4 and in Twilight's Kingdom specifically. Twilight, you know what you do? Like Celestia, she does the sun and like runs shit. Luna, she does the moon and like kind of is Celestia's backup if things go wrong. Cadence just handles the Crystal Empire. She's the Princess of Love or whatever. Twilight, what do? You're security. You keep us safe. When Nightmare Moon happened, that was you. When Chrysalis happened, that was you. You know, you got a big assist from Kane's Shining Armor. That was you. When the Crystal Empire was under attack, that was you. In these past few seasons, she has been gathering allies. You know, we got the Yaks. We've got the Yaks. I don't remember a lot of the others on the top of my head. Were we good with the dragons at this point? Smolder was season 6. So I'm going to say, yes, we had the dragons. We had the Yaks. We had the changelings be reformed. Like, you've been working really hard at this, by the way. Like, good shit all around. You're also the princess of friendship. It's like, this is what you're the princess of. This is what it looks like. You keep us safe with literally the power of your friendship and your friends, but also by making allies where there could have been an enemy. These nations don't fuck with us, not just because they're scared, but because you and your friends are ambassadors. Glim was a problem, and you beat her by becoming friends with her. And that works. So here, in between season 7 and 8, Twilight going, I don't know what my role is. Like, have you not been paying attention to the last, like, 60 episodes of your show? 4, 5, 6, and 7 was 26 times 4. That's what, like 125 times 4. So I think that's 104. Have you paid attention to the last 104 episodes of your show? What the fuck? This is dumb and I hate it. Number 2, the whole thing about, okay, the princess has been taken care of, so we got to go do some bullshit to save them. Like, okay, I get it. That's cool. Why don't we just go and grab the elements of harmony? You know, they work, right? And you can't even make an argument about how it's like, well, yeah, because of the shit with the tree and blah, 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 they don't work anymore. You just used them at the end of season 7 in Shadowplay. Like, they still work. And it's not like, all right, we did that, but we had to seal the elements in the portal with the Pony of Shadows. Nah, they're in Ponyville. You can instant transmission to go grab them right now. If the movie started with them being like, yeah, like we can go grab the elements of harmony, and then Tempest Shadow's like, oh, you mean these? Like, yeah, I have them. Just like crushes them or some shit. Like, oh, okay, good shit. They've been taken care of. I understand why this is not an option. In the movie, they don't present why it's not an option. Like, oh shit, what do? We got to go get some of our allies. Like, yeah, like, sorry, let me rephrase that. It's not that they think that. That's the fucking problem. Celestia just goes, you got to go to the hippogriffs. What about the Yaks, the dragons, or the changelings? Like, you have allies for shit like this. Why aren't they being called? You have a Starlight Glimmer on standby. Are you using her for anything? You have a Discord you can call. And yeah, I mean, like, you can make a genuine argument because season 9 exists that Discord would be like, no, I'm not going to help you. You got to solve it on your own, like he does in the premiere of season 9. Fair enough. If Fluttershy went, Discord, I fucking need you to do me a solid, he would snap his fingers and that shit would be done. But they don't call Discord. They don't use their standby Glim. They don't use their elements of harmony or any of their other allies that they've been amassing. It makes no sense. And I think it looks like douche. Like it's not that it looks bad, but it doesn't look right. Then there's the whole spat that Twilight has with her friends and how really angry she is with them throughout the whole movie. I'm like, this is like season 1 Twilight Sparkle. Maybe season 2. Chronologically, we just finished season 7. And like I get it. The movie I think was written in like after season 4, like concurrently with season 4. Like, look, her arc was settled at the end of season 4, so that argument still applies. Elements of harmony still exist, so that still applies. Fucking discord still exists, that still applies. Glenn Glam's in the movie. She doesn't say anything, but she's physically there. So you can't argue with me about how it's like, oh, they didn't know about Glenn Glam. I don't care. She's physically there. You could have done something. And just her character in general and the way she treats her friends does not feel like season 4 Twilight Sparkle, let alone season 7. I fucking hate this movie. Real question is, does it go in bottom of the fucking barrel alongside All Monsters Attack? Is it the bottom of the fucking barrel for Friendship is Magic? Like, this is not great, but it's not that bad. This I have a lot of hate for, but I can appreciate in its own weird way. Because there's some real bad episodes, but even some of the ones that I hate, like Ne'er-Do-Well, it's a bad episode. A lot of people say it's probably the worst. It's not awful on a rewatch. Like, it's not good. I kind of hate it. But it's almost kind of funny. And it feels in character for Rainbow Dash. I think everyone else just went too far. Like the Flim and Flam episode, the super speedy one, I fucking hate it. But I love it too. Same with Iron Will or like Friend Indeed. I really don't like how that episode is handled, but it has the smile song. I can't hate it. This movie to me, like it lacks that. Like there's episodes of Friendship is Magic that are really not good, but I don't hate. And there's ones that I fucking hate, but have like redeeming qualities. I don't like the way the movie looks. I don't think it's that funny. Like I do like the scene where they're in that, I don't remember what it's called, so I'm just gonna call it the Wretched Hive of Scum and Villainy, where there's like a salesman selling unicorn horns and shit. It's like, how much for your horn? Like, oh, that's unsettling as fuck. That feels like some Fallout Equestria shit, and I love it. There's a few lines here and there. Like, I think there's a dude who wants to buy a picture of like Maud. Like, there's like little bits. I don't know. I think I kind of like Tempest Shadow, but I just really, really hate it. I think for me, it kind of is the bottom of the fucking barrel for Friendship is Magic. All right, nothing's down there. We're gonna talk about you last. Oh boy, we're gonna talk about you last. I don't think I'm gonna put Wicked in S. Did I say Wicked? Wicked. It's an I. I'm gonna put it in A plus. I love a good musical. This is a good musical. I like the songs. I like a lot of the choreography. I remember I was watching the scene. I don't know what the fucking song is, where they're like dancing in the library, like dancing with the clock and shit. And I was thinking to myself, this is why I like musicals. I like big bombastic numbers. I like musical numbers that are furthering the plot. And I just like seeing cool choreography and people dancing. This is really good. I'm looking forward to part 2. 12 Angry Men. Let's just put it in S. This movie's phenomenal. I'd never seen it before. That's why it's on the list. As an attorney, I really enjoyed seeing a movie about a jury deliberating and about like for like what these characters see as reasonable doubt. I think who was it? It's juror number 5. I might have the number wrong. Is my favorite character in the movie. He's one of like the big holdouts. He's the one with the glasses. The reason he's my favorite character is while so many other jurors, like 3, I think my guy is 5, and 3 is like your main antagonist, have strong biases. This dude is genuinely just like, look, I have reasonable doubt. This is why, or excuse me, it's I don't have reasonable doubt. I genuinely believe this dude is guilty because A, B, C, and D. And then as they start going through it more, like, okay, I can see the doubts, but I still don't have a reasonable doubt. Like, I understand why you don't agree with it, but here are my counters. Here's how I see it. And when they finally get him, he's like, okay, I'll change my vote. Like, why? Why are you changing your vote? Like, oh, blah, blah, blah. I have reasonable doubt now. You have convinced me. And I like that. It's not just an asshole. I'm taking my job as a juror seriously. I really, really like that. And just yeah, I fucking love that scene. No, the movie's just fantastic, man. Sonic 3 and Knuckles, where Keanu Reeves gets to say revenge clock and Gabriella should kill them both. There's some really funny lines in this movie. Watching Jim Carrey get bug zapped out of existence is not something I thought I would ever say or see, but it's fucking funny. The live and learn dap is clean as fuck. I'm gonna put it in A. I don't know if I can really put it in A. Fuck, I'm gonna put it in A plus. I really like this. I had a really good time. Kind of wondering, should I put Suspiria in A plus? I don't know. I think I'm just gonna put it in A. I don't know if I quite want to go A plus, but this feels about right. So I would say this looks right. This is my tier list for 2012. Right there's you. One more movie to talk about. I saw House and said, this might be one of my favorite movies of all time and the best movie I've seen this year after such masterpieces as like Dune, Nope, Inside Out 2, all these Godzilla movies. And I remember when I watched -1 thinking, this is a genuine contender for being my favorite movie this year. And this is a movie where I watched House and The Fall. And as much as I love it, I'm keeping it in that tier. I'm like, I don't know if it's better than those two movies. I don't think it is. But here's the thing. As much as I love these other movies, this is my favorite movie of 2024. This is a movie where, as I was watching it, I wasn't sure how much I liked it. With the faux bedtime story, I was like, this is like kind of fun and kind of cute, but I don't know. Like, I like this. It's so gorgeous to look at. Like, oh my god, these sets are incredible because they're real ass locations. Like, my understanding is the director like would film commercials and would go to places and be like, okay, I want to do filming here. So he would film his commercials and like would fly the crew over and they would get shots in. Like, that's so cool. Like, it's basically House in terms of, again, like, this is one dude's vision and the execution of his vision. And I don't think it's not nearly as insane as something like House, but it's something so it combines the humanity of these two movies and the sheer like creative vision of House. I've talked a few times about movies with like insane third acts. Like, the third act of this is incredible. Third act of this is incredible. I cried, I think, the entire third act of The Fall. And this was not just like, all right, like it's kind of getting me, like I'm getting a little teary, I'm getting a little wet. I was crying. And I was trying like hard to fight it back. And I did not win that fight. I could not stop. Um At its core, The Fall is about a man who has lost his will to live because he does not, because of just a lot of the stuff that has happened in his personal life, in his, like, in terms of his, like, relationships, his career, and even his own health. Everything is crumbling and falling apart, and he does not see a way forward, least of all one that is any, like, meaningful in any way. And him making a connection with a little girl, and as their friendship develops, which is very manipulative on his part, but for her, it's genuine. And she thinks this dude is the coolest dude ever. And his bedtime story, it's not bedtime, you know, it's at like the middle of the day. His stories are the coolest thing ever. And all she wants is for him to live and for him to stand and keep going. And the third act, as he's telling his story, and it's getting bleak and dark, and all the characters we've been following are dying, and Alexandria is there crying and begging for Roy to have some, like, hope in his story, and he's trying to tell her that that's not how life works, kid, as he's weeping too, that life just sucks and it knocks you down and there is no happy ending and there is no one you can trust. And she begs him to stand up because she doesn't want him to die. I not remember the last time I cried this hard at a work of art. Like, I cried hard during Mufflove. I cried a lot when I was rewatching, like, Mufflove Alternative over Clay's Shoulder. I cried really hard at the end of Umineko, and again, like, I specifically read the manga. It's in the last chapter where it's just that image of that fucking portrait and seeing it, all the shit that's happened in that story, and with everything these particular characters have been through at that point, just seeing it again hit me so hard. I remember talking about how, like, watching the third season of The Owl House, like Luz talking to her mom about how she just wants to be understood. How, like, I can't see that scene without crying. I have never cried this hard. Oh, also, there's a place further than the universe where, the first time I saw the scene with the laptop, I, like, could not breathe. I was crying so hard. This one takes the cake. Madoka Maguka is still my favorite work of art. I don't know if I would say The Fall is now, like, my favorite movie, because I think Casablanca is still, like, one of the most perfect movies ever made. And even then, as much as I love Casablanca, it doesn't have the words Toy Story in its title. And even Toy Story isn't Spirited Away. And as much as I'm like, this might be one of my favorite movies of all time now, this is phenomenal, and this is my favorite Godzilla movie, and also might be one of my favorite movies of all time. This is on the list. Like, no question. It's on the list. And this is the list for 2024. So I guess since something was here, I'm just going to delete the F tier. And there we go. And now I am finally done with my 2024 tier lists on March 23rd. Excuse me. It took a lot longer to get to these and through these than I intended. If you cared, I apologize. I'm not sorry that you cared. I'm sorry that you cared and it took so long. If you have watched any of these, I appreciate it very much. Watch any of my videos, I appreciate it very much. Just thank you. It does mean a lot. But now that this is done, I still have to do a Paper Mario video. I still want to do one on CCA, and I might just rewatch CCA before I do it. I still have to finish Twilight. You know, Life and Death, Twilight Reimagined. I feel like I need to start giving it the Ruby Gilman Teenage. Just say the whole title, but I do just like calling it Gender Swap Twilight. So I still need to finish that and do a video. But these last couple tier lists, like these were the big ones I need to do, and I am glad I got them done. I hope you have a good Sunday or whatever day you watch this. If you watch this, then thank you if you do. Hope you have a good day, a good week, etc., etc. Hope your 2025 is way better than your 2024, and I hope your 2024 was also good. So let's just have 2025 be goated as fuck. Stop sharing, end stream. Boom.